Customs officers ask an average of 7 to 9 questions at international arrivals. Answer one incorrectly, and you're flagged for secondary screening. Give inconsistent answers to 2 questions, and you face detention and possible denial of entry. Most travelers don't know the exact phrasing that passes inspection versus the answers that trigger red flags. Here are the 9 questions you must answer perfectly. Subscribe now for critical travel information that prevents customs delays and detentions. These 10 questions aren't casual conversation. They're a standardized screening protocol used by customs and border protection officers worldwide to identify security risks, immigration violations, and smuggling attempts. Officers are trained to listen for specific keywords, watch for hesitation, and compare your answers against your documentation and travel history. Inconsistent answers trigger alerts in their computer system. Vague responses require follow-up questions that extend processing time from 5 minutes to several hours. The questions seem simple, but each serves a specific verification purpose. Officers know the difference between a prepared traveler giving honest, direct answers and someone who's unprepared, nervous, or hiding something. Your answers determine whether you proceed directly to baggage claim or get escorted to secondary screening. The first question is the most important and sets the tone for everything that follows. Question 1. What's the purpose of your visit? This is the first question immigration officers ask after examining your passport. Every international arrival gets asked this without exception. What they're really asking, are you entering the country legally for the reasons stated on your visa or travel authorization? They're screening for people who claim tourism but plan to work illegally, overstay, or immigrate without proper documentation. Correct answer. Use one clear word or short phrase. Say tourism, visiting family, business conference, or medical treatment. Match your answer to your visa type. Have supporting documents ready like hotel reservations, return tickets, or invitation letters. Wrong answers to avoid. Never say just visiting or looking around. Don't say I might look for work or seeing if I want to move here. Avoid vague phrases like exploring options. Never joke and say trouble. Consequences. Vague answers trigger follow-up questions about exactly where you're going, who you're meeting, and how long you're staying. Officers will verify your story against your documentation. If your answer doesn't match your visa type, you're sent to secondary screening for a full interview that takes 2 to 4 hours. But getting the purpose right is only the start. This next question catches people who don't have their timeline clear. Question 2. How long are you staying? This question comes immediately after purpose of visit. Officers ask this to verify your trip duration matches your stated purpose and visa allowance. What they're really asking, are you planning to overstay your authorized period? Do you have a clear departure plan? They're checking whether your timeline makes sense. A 2-week vacation is normal. 6 months for tourism raises flags. Correct answer, give a specific number of days or weeks. Say 10 days, 2 weeks, or 3 months visiting my daughter. Have your return ticket ready to show. Your answer must match your visa duration. Wrong answers to avoid. Never say, I'm not sure, as long as possible, until my money runs out, or maybe a few months. Don't give ranges like 2 to 6 months. Avoid saying it depends without explaining. Never admit you don't have a return ticket. Consequences. Uncertain duration answers trigger verification of your return ticket, financial means, and ties to your home country. Officers may deny entry if they believe you plan to overstay. You'll be questioned about your employment, family, and property back home to prove you'll leave. Duration matters, but this next question verifies you actually have somewhere to go. Question 3. Where are you staying? This question comes during immigration inspection after they've asked how long you're staying. Every traveler gets asked this to verify you have confirmed accommodations. What they're really asking, do you have a legitimate place to stay, or are you planning to work illegally? Vague answers suggest you don't have real tourist plans. They're verifying you have financial means and aren't planning to overstay. Correct answer. Provide the specific hotel name and city, or if staying with family, give their full name and relationship. Say the Marriott in downtown Chicago, or with my daughter Sarah Johnson in Miami. Have the hotel confirmation or your relative's address written down. Wrong answers to avoid. Never say I'm not sure yet, with friends, around the city, or I'll figure it out. Don't say looking for a place or might stay with someone. Avoid giving an address you can't verify. Consequences. Vague accommodation answers lead to secondary screening, where officers verify your hotel reservation or contact your family member. If you can't provide proof of where you're staying, you can be denied entry and sent home. Processing extends from 5 minutes to 2 to 4 hours. Subscribe to learn exact answers that get you through customs without delays. Accommodations verify your plans, but this next question checks your relationships. Question 4. Who are you visiting? This question gets asked if you stated your purpose as visiting family or friends. Officers use it to verify your relationships and ensure you're not being sponsored illegally. What they're really asking: is this a legitimate family visit, or are you entering to work for someone? They're checking whether the person you're visiting can legally sponsor you and whether your relationship is genuine. Correct answer: give the person's full name, exact relationship, and their immigration status if you know it. Say, my daughter Maria Rodriguez, she's a U.S. citizen, or my brother John Smith, permanent resident. Have their phone number and address ready. Wrong answers to avoid: don't say just some people or a friend without details. Never say someone helping me find work or a person I met online. Avoid saying I don't remember their last name. Consequences. Officers will call the person you're visiting to verify their relationship and confirm they're expecting you. If the person doesn't answer, seems confused, or the relationship can't be verified, you'll be detained. Fake relationships result in immediate denial of entry and possible visa revocation. Personal relationships matter, but this next question verifies your employment status. Question 5. What do you do for work? This question screens whether you have legitimate employment back home and aren't planning to work illegally. Officers ask this to tourists, business travelers, and student visitors. What they're really asking: do you have strong ties to your home country that will make you return? Are you entering on the wrong visa type for work you plan to do? They're verifying you can financially support yourself without working illegally. Correct answer: state your occupation clearly and simply. Say, I'm a retired teacher, I work in accounting, or I'm a nurse. If retired, say, I'm retired, and mention your former profession if asked. Keep answers brief. Wrong answers to avoid: never say, I'm looking for work here, I'm between jobs, or I quit to take this trip. Don't say, I do odd jobs, or give vague answers like, I work here and there. Never joke about illegal work. Consequences. Suspicious employment answers trigger questions about your finances, savings, and how you're paying for the trip. Officers may ask to see bank statements or proof of income. If they believe you're entering to work illegally, you'll be denied entry immediately. Employment verification is critical, but this next question checks your travel history. Question 6. Have you been here before? This question checks your travel history and whether you've complied with immigration rules on previous visits. Officers have access to your complete entry and exit records in their computer system. What they're really asking: did you overstay on previous visits? Do you visit frequently enough to suggest you're living here part-time illegally? Are your current answers consistent with previous trips? Correct answer: answer honestly with simple yes or no. If yes, briefly state when and why. Say, yes, I visited my daughter last year for 2 weeks, or yes, I came for vacation 3 years ago. If this is your first visit, simply say, no, this is my first time. Wrong answers to avoid: never lie about previous visits because officers see your complete history on their screen. Don't say, I don't remember, if you visited recently. Avoid vague answers like, maybe. Don't volunteer information about overstays unless directly asked. Consequences. Lying about previous visits when officers can see your records results in immediate denial and potential visa revocation. If you previously overstayed, officers will question you extensively about why you'll comply this time. Frequent visits trigger investigation into whether you're living in the country illegally. Subscribe for insider knowledge on customs questions that travelers fail most often. Travel history matters, but now you're moving to customs declarations where wrong answers mean fines. Question 7. What are you bringing with you? This is the first customs question after you clear immigration. Customs officers ask this to identify prohibited items, undeclared goods, and items requiring inspection. What they're really asking: are you smuggling prohibited items, bringing restricted agricultural products, or carrying goods that require duties? They're screening for food, plants, animals, medications, in commercial quantities. Correct answer. Mention anything unusual honestly. Say prescription medications, food gifts for family, or nothing to declare. If carrying food is, say what kind specifically, like packaged cookies. Declare all medications, cash over $10,000 in commercial goods. Wrong answers to avoid. Never say just personal stuff when carrying food, plants, or large quantities. Don't lie about medications. Avoid saying nothing if you haven't thought about what's in your bags. Never joke about prohibited items. Consequences. Undeclared food items result in confiscation and fines of $300 to $500 for first offenses. Prohibited agricultural products can trigger fines up to $1,000. Officers will search your entire luggage if they suspect you're hiding items. Food and goods have rules, but this next question has a specific legal dollar threshold. Question 8. How much money are you carrying? This question screens for money laundering and unreported currency. Officers ask this randomly or when they suspect you're carrying large amounts of cash. What they're really asking, are you transporting more than $10,000 without declaring it? This is a federal requirement. They're checking for illegal money transfers, tax evasion, and criminal activity. Correct answer. If carrying less than $10,000, say the approximate amount honestly, like about $2,000. If carrying $10,000 or more, you must declare it using FinCEN Form 105 before this question. Say, I'm carrying $12,000 and filed the declaration. Wrong answers to avoid. Never lie about amounts over $10,000 because officers can search and count your money. Don't say I don't know when carrying significant cash. Avoid saying it's none of your business. Consequences. Failing to declare currency over $10,000 results in immediate seizure of the entire amount. Fines range from $10,000 to $500,000. You may face criminal charges for money laundering. Even if eventually returned, the seizure process takes months. Currency has hard thresholds, but this next question verifies your support network. Question 9. Do you know anyone here? This question verifies your connections and cross-checks against your earlier answers about who you're visiting. Officers ask this to catch inconsistencies and verify sponsor relationships. What they're really asking, are your connections legitimate? Is someone sponsoring your stay illegally? They're checking whether your answer matches what you said earlier about accommodations and purpose. Correct answer. Answer consistently with your previous responses. If you said you're visiting family, say yes, my daughter lives here. If you're on vacation alone, say, no, I'm here as a tourist. Keep your answer aligned with your stated purpose. Wrong answers to avoid. Don't contradict earlier answers. If you said hotel earlier, but now mention staying with a friend, that's a red flag. Never say, I know lots of people without explaining. Avoid saying someone is picking me up if you claimed you're traveling alone. Consequences. Inconsistent answers about who you know trigger immediate secondary screening where officers compare all your answers. They'll call anyone you mentioned to verify your story. If answers don't match, you'll be questioned extensively. Intentional deception results in denial of entry. Connections matter for verification, but this final question is the ultimate honesty test. Subscribe to never miss critical updates on customs and immigration procedures.